Kola Broenner. She's going to talk to us what is the essence of supporting women and couples during pregnancy. Kola Broenner is the president of ISPPM, International Society for Pre and Perinatal Psychology and Medicine, a graduate social worker, non-medical practitioner, psychotherapy since 1996, Systemic Constellation facilitator recognized by and member of the DGfS, leader of trainings in System Constellations in Germany, Ireland, and Spain, co-founder with partner Jochem Stienen, I hope I spoke that well, of the JoKo, Institute for Continuing Education 2006, chairwoman of Lahar, Association for Conscious Childbirth and Family, 11 years instructor in childbirth preparation. Welcome, Kola. We're very happy to have you here with us.
Thank you for this warm welcoming, and I'm really impressed what are here today from all the speakers, and it seemed to be nearly everything is said, but my idea is to do it more practical a little bit for all of us. And yeah, do you have the presentation? Yeah, okay, thank you. Yeah. So what is the essence after many years of gave classes for pregnant women and their partners? And we heard it today. I say not so really new things now. Next slide, please. Is the most important thing is if we support women, pregnant women and their partners and the families, is that we have for ourselves, that we have a good mood and that we are not stressed and are busy with our own bad experience. So to be aware of our own pregnancy and birth and have released restrictive experience and imprints, and so that we can stop to project to the pregnant women during pregnancy and birth and after birth. And this is for all professionals, but for all friends, families, for everyone. And we heard about indigenous cultures who take care of each pregnant woman even before pregnancy. And we heard about this, of course, to be aware that the unborn is conscious from the first beginning with all emotion, thoughts, body sensations the baby experiences with the mother and around the mother. And yeah, keep away every negative thoughts and emotions, bad birth stories from other mothers. Just tell positive experience. And on the other side, listen to the anxieties and worries of pregnant women when they share their fear or their sadness which they have with their baby, unborn baby, or their pregnancy or whatever. Because what I saw many times is that it's mostly have to do with their own experience during pregnancy and birth. And I can give a little example. A man, he was in the class for preparing to birth, and he's still asking what happens when the birth isn't stopped and isn't going on. And the midwife beside me, she explained again and again, 3 times, 4 times, but he still asks what happens when the birth process stopped in the middle of, and what happened then. And then, because the whole group goes anxious and nervous, I asked him, do you know something about your own birth experience? And his wife beside him, she started to laugh, and he said, yes, I was born with forceps, and there was mistake, and I had a wound on my head. And in the beginning, it wasn't clear if is he healthy or not. And after he could remember this, his question stopped immediately, and he developed full trust that his wife and his baby and their baby have a good and safe birth, and they had. And this I experienced in these groups again and again. Next slide, please. And what we can give and how we can support parents, trust their consciousness, trust their consciousness of their heart, encourage the woman and the man to find their own individual contact and relation with the baby. And it's different. Some are very cognitive and mental, and other are more heartful or in the body feeling. And if they have the space, they immediately start to deepen their contact. They have already the whole time mostly unconscious. And we heard it from Yukta in the morning, that we can do it from preconception on. And they have many possibilities. So what I did, I offer them many, many possibilities, and they could choose what is the easiest and more comprehensive way for themselves. So, and that they can remember and deepen their own wisdom and intuition. And for example, we can use our breath, and you listen and you look such a long time in our community and in this Zoom event. And I invite all of you to take some deep breath in a way to breathe in through your nose and breathe out through your mouth. And breathe out completely empty. And again, you can breathe in through your nose and breathe out through your mouth. This is a very helpful breathing during birth, but anyway, we know today that it's at the same time, it activates the parasympathetic part of the nervous system. It's very helpful to deal with the contractions and with every stressful moment in our life. And again, if you like, you can breathe in through your nose and breathe out through your mouth. And during you are doing like that, it's not so usual, I know, but we can do it. You can feel as well your body sensations, your body, how you are sitting. Most of you are sitting. And what do you notice with yourself, in yourself? Next slide, please. And we heard from Relene, bonding from the beginning on, and we know as well from the preconception on. Next slide. And Relene also shows us many studies about the prenatal bonding. And as well, we have many, many possibilities to deepen the prenatal bonding. We can do it mental with our thoughts and pictures, inner pictures. Imagine the baby, the unborn baby in the womb. We can touch the womb, the belly. There we have a very, very careful method. It's called haptonomy, with a very conscious and a careful touch on the body, on the belly of the woman, and make contact very carefully and with attention with the unborn baby. And really told us the babies reacted immediately and say hello. And this can be very, very helpful during birth also, to reduce the contractions, the intensity of contractions. And we know from indigenous culture that they find a song for the unborn baby and sing this song the whole time during pregnancy and birth and after birth. and play connection from the heart. Oh, there was a mistake. Dancing. In the Arabic culture, the women dance during birth, the belly dance during birth to help the baby come into this through these births down to earth. And we can support the families and the partners to that the relationship gets stronger and sustainable for later stress in life of families, as if the parents start with bonding after birth. And we have some research here from Kay von Klitzing and Professor Claudia Booth from the University of Berlin. Next slide. And what for me one of the most important things is that we can speak with the baby. The mother can speak with the baby, especially when there are alive stressful moments or stressful emergencies in the clinic or with the doctor. And we can explain everything to the baby. It is my stress, it's my anger, my worry. It has nothing to do with you. And then the baby starts in the womb to differentiate, oh, this is mother's feeling and this is my feeling. And we can see that the baby starts to relax in the womb with this simple sentence. And the mother or the father can say, I can imagine that you feel everything and I can make it. It's my responsibility. And you are free and you are our little baby in this womb. And then the baby can relax, even there is something stressful outside, an accident or an illness, whatever, or some beloved died and passed over. The baby feels beloved and yes, don't take over the feelings and emotions from the parents. Next slide, please. And we know this all. The mother sometimes expresses feelings and needs from the baby. For example, if they choose some special food suddenly, and the baby notices every thought and emotions of the mother. And if you like, you can take a deep breath, breathe in through your mouth and breathe out through your mouth. And feel yourself in this conversation, in this presentation, after this many hours of this day. Next slide, please. Yes, I said it before. And if you like, I learned it from yoga and the Indian. They make sounds during birth, and they learn to make sounds in pregnancy. And if you like, we can also try something. We are all without realize without phones, so you can do it for yourself. And we can do for one time an A, an O, and an U. And afterwards, we have some moments that you can try your own sounds. What is the sound who is inside you? And I would like to do it with you. I do it so often, so. And feel your body sensation and resonance when we do, and if you hear the sounds. And I start with the A in German. Ah. Oh. Your body, with the resonance of your body. In your body, maybe in your muscles, maybe in some organs, in your skin, I don't know. And for example, in Germany, it's very unusual to make sounds. Good a good birth is to make no sounds. So, and so for many, many pregnant women, it's very unusual to make sounds, but it's not necessary. But if they get more common and they like it, it can be very, very useful during birth to reduce the intensity of contractions and stay in contact with the baby and be aware. And over 25 years ago, we founded a birth home, a birth center in our town. And I was there with a class with pregnant couples. During the birth was in the other room. And one of this woman during her labor, she started to make exactly these sounds, and these sounds was like music. It was like her own song through and with the contractions, and it sounds wonderful. So every time, and I use it for myself if I have phases of sadness and grief, lost someone, I used to make these sounds for myself to go through the pain. So, and yes, we are still sitting the whole time. And I want to invite you to feel your body. And if your body would like to make any movement, you allow it to make it carefully and gentle. Maybe your hand want to move, or you want to stretch your arms, or want to join, or you want to stretch both arms, or maybe your ankles want to relax a little bit, or your head. And take some moments for yourself in front here in our community to take some moments for yourself. Maybe you want to stand up and make it some steps before you come back to your seat. And breathe out, and maybe your shoulders want to shake a little bit. And maybe you take some breath into your belly, into your pelvis. And one of the most important things is that we just listen. And I come back to the pregnant women. As most we can do it, not without judgment, without comments. And what is also very helpful, if we speak with I feel and I think, and we stop to say you, I see you feel like that, or you are doing like that and that. And this is also a very, very helpful exercise for pregnant women and their partners to share what they think about birth, what are their fear, yes, and how they deal normally with pain, to clear and prepare them for birth, to birth. Next slide. And we heard it this day, all the emotions and thoughts and experience are stored in the sperm, in the ovule. And we can change it. Jukta spoke about, we can change it when we prepare ourselves for pregnancy, before conception, and also during conception. As I said, from this man in my class, I could see that many times if they could see the relation between their thoughts, worries, and anxieties and their own birth experience, the pregnant woman could relax and release immediately, only to see the connection between both. Yes. Okay, next slide. Yes, we know it.
Kola, we have 1 more minute left.
Perfect.
Before we take questions.
Yes, of course.
Great.
I think it's everything. Maybe some one word about trauma, because this is the other side of my work. Next slide. Yes, this next slide. So the one thing is that we have an overwhelming experience. Can you go back for one moment? But what we can do, if we can stay present and with an open heart, even a woman experiences an overwhelming birth, it's very helpful that she can release this trauma stress immediately. And be aware of transgenerational trauma, but there are other speakers who are speaking more about that. Thank you very much. That's it.
Fantastic. What a worth of experience. My goodness. Let me see if we have questions here. Yes, as these exercises are shared with pregnant women in your practice, Kola, what are the changes you see? What stays with you?
Yeah, they had more trust and confidence with themselves. They stay more in contact with the baby and the partner in pregnancy, during birth and afterwards. And sometimes I met these families later on, years later, and they told me this exercises was very, very helpful in the first baby year, when there is very often not so many time to share their own experience, and they were prepared for the first year with the baby very well.
Well, that makes sense. This is great. And what about constellation therapy? There's a question here. Do you use it in when a woman is already pregnant? The work of constellation, family constellation?
If the woman would like to have a constellation, and it's not necessary to have the constellation in the group, I can do it with dolls and in a one-to-one session, private session. But if a woman wish to have a constellation in the group, I agree, and I say to her, you can leave the room every moment. If you feel it's too much, it's enough, you can leave, and we can share and clear up everything later on. And we can speak with the baby and can say, dear baby, this has to do with your mother, with me, myself, and has nothing to do with you. And I will do it that you have a better start in your life.
Yes. And even when it has to do with the baby, right? Because sometimes it's because of the pregnancy. Okay, this is how the world sees pregnancy. You're coming here as a fighter. Let's see what we can do. Like, they're coming to engage in this lifetime, right? This is fabulous. I'm so happy that ISPPM has you as a president and that you can address those questions there. So much work, isn't it? But thank you very much for your contribution, Kola.
Thank you very much that I could share it here, and I wish you for today and for tomorrow. Yes, it's an absolute fabulous congress, and I'd be very happy and feel honored to be part of you.